everybody? This is your boy Jay Baldwin, and I'm here with the church nerds. We got Norman, Keith, Brandon, Travis, Andre Buford, Darrell Walls, and Pastor Brian Evans, and we are missing one person, our brother Gabe.
Who?
Once you ain't here, we just gonna forget about it.
God.
At least we ain't got to pay tithes today.
We love you, Gabe. We love you, man. We love you, Gabe.
We love you. I think he's somewhere preaching.
Yeah, he's somewhere preaching, but we honestly we wish
He's preaching all right.
We love we love our brother Gabe Jordan. Listen, this is episode 3 of our Church Nerds podcast, and we are going to talk about something other than movies today. Now, as some of you all, like myself and some of our other brethren here, you all grew up in the 90s, and we are going to be talking about something near and dear to all our hearts: 90s cartoons. Now, this is going to be a little different. We're not just going to be reviewing these cartoons, going down memory lane. That's a different time, okay? That's a different time. Today, we're going to be doing versus battles of our classic 90s cartoons today. Now, the brethren, this is fresh, hot off the press. They didn't write nothing down. We're going to say the verses, and they have to debate. We're going to vote at the end which cartoon was better. All right,
blindsided, folks.
Blindsided.
So, hey Jay, real quick. Yeah. Can I tell you my favorite 90s show?
Go ahead. What's your favorite 90s show?
My favorite 90s show, y'all not gonna believe this, was Captain Planet.
Hey, that wasn't bad. Okay. That wasn't my favorite.
Captain Planet not only taught you the elements, it taught you about pollution and how to be a good steward of the world. Captain Planet. Oprah was on it because when Oprah was the Gaia, right? I was Oprah, right?
Oprah.
Yeah.
Was
hey,
that
Oprah? I think it was. Or either that or Whoopi Goldberg, one of them too. They look alike to me.
I don't think that was okay. That definitely was okay. Whoopi Goldberg.
Norm watched that show so he could pass science class.
Hey! Captain Planet was dope, man, because he had a rival called Captain Pollution, and he was made of like dirt and grime and such, and they would fight each other. It was wild, man. Captain Planet.
And then you watched our friend Martin, The Past History.
I don't get it.
Okay, so
y'all ain't seen our friend Martin?
No.
It was about these kids that black and white kid that had gone back in time and learned about Martin Luther King, and they had to try to stop him.
Oh, I did see that. Okay. I saw pictures of it, but I never sat and watched it. I know
that doesn't even sound. That don't even sound like something I would want to watch.
Brian, you're showing your age.
It was a pretty decent show from what I heard from fellow Americans.
That sounds like one of them. That was made by the company that made Superbook.
But Captain Planet, if you mention Captain Planet, you gotta mention the Magic School Bus too. Now, come on.
Yes,
Magic School Bus. That was one of my favorites.
It's just the kids growing up. That's all it is.
Yeah, especially if you ain't had cable.
All on PBS.
It came on right after Reading Rainbow.
Reading Rainbow.
I was like, Reading Rainbow. Magic School Bus.
Butterflies in the sky.
Hey, Reading Rainbow was dope, man. It taught generations how to read, man.
I know
it was, but the rainbow don't mean the same thing.
That is true.
Don't mean the same thing.
There's a versus.
That was a different day. We don't live in that day right now. That was a different day.
Ooh, that's a good one. Reading Rainbow versus Schoolhouse Rock.
Hey, man, just 90s cartoon. Before we jump into it, 90s cartoon TV was just so much simpler.
Indeed.
It was pure enjoyment.
The golden years, man.
No hidden agendas. It was just good TV.
It was good TV. I would say my favorite cartoon was it was definitely Animaniacs, man.
Animaniacs was good too.
Listen, Yakko, Wacko, and Dot and their misadventures. Then you had Slappy Squirrel. You had Pinky and the Brain on there. Like it didn't get the brain. It was just classic, like Looney Tunes slapstick cartoon. Like that was it. It was so good.
This gonna really strike y'all hurts. Remember one Saturday morning?
Yes. When they had Recess, Pepper Ann.
When they had all the
Recess, Pepper Ann, Doug, Ed, and Eddie.
That was that show.
Hey Arnold
was the show.
Hey Arnold.
Hey Arnold.
Man.
Hey,
We had
real quick, everybody that's watching in the comments, go ahead and put your favorite.
Your favorite cartoon.
Yeah,
man.
Favorite 90s cartoon.
Rest in peace to the golden
90s.
days, man.
Now, what about Dexter's Laboratory?
Listen, we gonna get into that now.
Yeah, we gonna get into that.
Okay, yeah. So
Because Dexter was that dude.
Dexter was that dude, but I will say this though: as great as the Golden Years were, there were a couple of flops in there too.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
What were the flops though?
The flop. Okay, y'all remember
What do you
Street
think the
Sharks?
flops were?
Yes.
Street Sharks. You had Biker Mice from Mars.
I don't even know
had,
what it was.
Mars had some good episodes. That wasn't a horrible.
I mean, you got what Battletoads.
That's how bad it was. I don't even know what that is.
I didn't even know what that is.
I mean, there were a couple of flops.
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. You had
oh man. Oh, I do remember that show.
Oh my goodness.
I will be honest. I know I might get some flack for this, but Digimon was trash.
Oh, I agree. No,
I
ain't
agree.
getting no flack from me.
No
I
flack
can't
from
believe
me.
I'm saying it, but I
It
agree.
wasn't trash.
We trash.
Digimon was trash.
It wasn't trash.
Digimon was awful.
Okay. So Digimon wasn't trash. Name one.
Name one what?
Digimon. Name one.
Agumon.
Agumon. There you go.
I don't even know who that is.
I don't even know what that is, brother.
That was the orange dinosaur.
The only Digimon I remember was Charizard.
That wasn't a Digimon. What are you talking about?
Hey, listen, man. That's a great.
That's how bad Digimon was. You just compared it to a whole different show.
Digimon was cool. It was cool.
That's the great thing about the 90s,
bro.
man. It was not just the cartoons and the shows, but the intros hit different. We all got introduced to Pokemon as soon as I wanna be the very best. But like no one ever was. Like all the intros to those 90s cartoons, man, you were just in tune.
Just good music.
Right just good music.
They gave you something to look forward to, man.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
When you just looking forward to the intro and you hear from the other room and you running into the
Yep.
Yeah, and back in the day, usually in most living rooms, you only had one TV, so you had to make sure you were there first, so your siblings wouldn't get the TV.
So you had to fight for the remote.
And as soon as you left, your TV time was gone.
Now that's if you could watch that one-eyed devil, because
that's when kids.
Not all of us could watch that one-eyed devil.
That's when kids knew how to play outside.
Had to sneak at times,
Right.
There was the 1-2 things that you were so happy about when it came to Saturday: cartoons and playing outside with your friends.
Yeah, indeed.
Hey, did anybody watch Jackie Chan Adventures?
Oh
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Jackie Chan Adventures.
Amazing.
Oh yes.
Oh,
yes.
And Static Shock.
Static
Shot. I love
Static
Static
Shot.
Static Shock.
And
All right, let's go ahead and get into this because we about to.
I know we're gonna be talking
about this all night.
all night. Hey man, listen, this is our first versus tonight. We have, if you watch Nickelodeon, you've heard of this show along with Rocko's Modern Life, Rugrats, Hey Arnold. First, we have Ren and Stimpy versus that man with the laboratory, Dexter's Lab.
Dexter's Laboratory.
Now you see all of our church nerds' faces. They are contemplating, trying to figure out which to choose. Me personally, my parents didn't let me watch Ren and Stimpy. If you grew up in an old school apostolic home, you couldn't watch certain craziness. So Dexter's Lab was definitely the show that I watched. Okay, Dexter's Lab had everything. It had a family aspect. You had a boy genius, his crazy sister. If all of us have sisters on here, your sister drove you crazy. Just come in your room, touching stuff, had no business touching anything. The missing, and then he had an arch nemesis, Mandark.
Man,
Mandark. It had everything, and the adventures were great. Like Dexter's Lab was just top tier 90s cartoon television.
it was just good, man.
90s cartoon. So obviously my pick is definitely gonna be Dexter's Lab, but I'm gonna leave it out to the rest of the church nerds. Okay, Brandon. Well, I'm gonna turn it over to you. What say you? What do you think?
I'm gonna go with you, Jake. Dexter's Laboratory, definitely. I couldn't watch Ren and Stimpy. Anytime I watched it, I had to sneak. Because just look at the character right now. Look at my boy. It just, out there.
What is
like
he
that.
supposed to be?
I don't know.
Is he like a naked mole rat?
No, he was a Chihuahua. One was a cat and one was a dog.
That's a Chihuahua?
Okay.
Yes.
Hey, I couldn't watch it, so I'm going Dexter's Laboratory. One of my favorite episodes I'll never forget was when Dexter was speaking French. He was
Yes.
like,
Omelette du fromage.
fromage. He kept saying that all over. And then he said it soft to that one girl, omelette du fromage.
Just falling head over heels for him.
Hey, hands down, best episode.
Yeah, my vote is definitely Dexter's Laboratory.
All right, let me see. Andre, I ain't going to pick you last, man. I definitely want to hear yours.
Hey, man, the last shall be first and the first shall be last. I'm good. All right. I'm gonna have to go with Dexter's Laboratory, man. I'm gonna be honest. Dexter's Laboratory actually made Cartoon Network.
It did.
I mean,
along with other cartoons too. You had Powerpuff Girls on there.
But Dexter's Laboratory, man, it was just the fourth. If it's one show that I looked forward to, it was this red-haired little dude with the front bob haircut with the laboratory coat on. He was just, I don't know, man. He was just everything you wanted to be as far as a mad scientist, a young mad scientist. So you can relate,
Well, like y'all said, the intro. If you was in the other room, you ran. So like the intro, when you heard like like you ran from the kitchen to the living room. You know what I mean? Like it was it was great, man. So you going with Dexter's Lab?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Dexter's Laboratory.
Brian, Pastor B.
All day Dexter's Laboratory, no questions asked, hands down. I too was of the era of Ren and Stumpy being on the blacklist, but I did catch a few episodes. Sorry, Mom.
She gonna whoop your butt.
But no, man. Dexter was cool and all, but honestly, I looked forward to Dee Dee just harassing his life.
Oh my God!
Yes. Like that was the highlight of the show. Like, and then his whole the whole anti kind of villain she played against Dexter was just hilarious to me. His whole ingenious inventions and Dee Dee coming in and ruining the day. That was life for me. So definitely Dexter's Laboratory for me.
I would say one of my favorite episodes from Dexter's Lab it was like an opera episode or something, and Dee Dee over here like, what does this button do?
Hey, Dee Dee, man, Dee Dee was she was funny, bro.
She was funny. She was funny. Let's see, Darrell, man, what you going with, man?
See, I'm definitely along with y'all. Was part of that. We couldn't necessarily watch it. Of course, late at night, parents sleep. You got the TV on, Cartoon Network or something. You definitely, watch some episodes here and there for sure of the Ren and Stimpy show. But Dexter's Laboratory is definitely where it's at. I mean, it was probably one of the best cartoons. Like you said, this is probably one of my favorites back in the day. I still wonder what the parents did for Dexter to have all this money to build this lab and everything. I mean, what is this? I mean, and then how do you not realize, hey, there's a whole laboratory down here? But hey, my son
Dee Dee always. Sorry to cut you off. Go ahead.
Oh no, you're good. No, I mean, but hey, my son has been missing for 24 hours wherever in this house.
Exactly. And he got this secret laboratory.
Right.
And Dee Dee was always there to threaten him.
Yeah, Dee Dee right there.
I'm going to tell Mom.
And having a sister, I definitely understood that fight of your sister being annoying all the time. And I love you. I love you, sis.
Shout out to my annoying sisters, too.
Shout out to all the sisters, man. Shout out to all the sisters. But y'all all got on our nerves, okay?
Man.
But definitely, and then you can't forget Dow M for Monkey. That was part of that, too.
Yeah.
So, they definitely had, a great show.
You can't leave out the parody of the Justice Friends too.
Yep.
You had
Major Glory.
Yeah. The Incrackable Crunk. Von Holland. It was just good. You know what I'm saying?
I forgot about Von Holland. Yeah.
Yes. You know, it was so good. It was simple, but it was good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of times the 90s had all of that. Like, it was just simple shows, but you know, it was just, there was no hidden agendas all in there. It was just simple, funny TV.
Now, Dexter's Laboratory did set the standard for Mama's Boy and Daddy's Girl.
That's true.
You know,
That's true.
You know, because as you can see, just look at the standard of the art.
Yeah.
You know,
that's true. Norm, go ahead, Norm.
Well, I love the Dexter's Laboratory, but I really loved Ren and Stimpy.
I'm sure. I knew this was gonna happen. I'm sure.
There's always that one, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm sorry. If I got to be the one man alone, I'll be the one man alone.
You got this.
Ren and Stimpy. No, trust me. I watched this, and I agree with everything you all said about Dexter's Laboratory. Phenomenal show. Ren and Stimpy, to me, was the goofiest stuff I've ever seen. Before Pootie Tang was Ren and Stimpy.
I'm with it.
Okay. Ren and Stimpy was the origin of the Happy Happy Joy Joy song. Hey. It was the origin of Powdered Toast Man, who was a superhero who flew backwards by farting. I mean, I agree. It wasn't a great show, but it was. I loved watching it. So I'll be the one man.
Yeah. I will say that it definitely made you laugh. It was definitely a funny show.
I was willing to take the risk to stay up and take that whooping if I got caught. So hey, it was good enough.
Oh yeah. It was definitely whooping risky.
Risky. I mean, but us as kids, think about it, all that, the fart noises and all that Ren and Stimpy had. That's hilarious to us. So obviously it was gonna catch kids' eye, But like I said, I mean, Dexter's Lab, man, was just so good. And then I don't know why, but me and my brother always copied Mandar's laugh. So I'm saying, Norm, looks like you outvoted on that one, man. This is
you know what? I figured I would be just because, we all came up in saved households, and Dexter's Laboratory was more seen than Ren and Stimpy. So
right. And I want y'all to make sure y'all put in the comments, man, which one did y'all choose, man? Dexter's Lab or Ren and Stimpy, man?
Yeah. And understand this, man. Cartoons around that day showed the happy family standard.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
I mean that's all. Agreed. People wanted a happy family, bro.
Indeed.
But when you think about it, all the stuff we got now today with politics and certain groups trying to push, certain images and
their agenda.
It messes up everything and it touches everything and just dilutes it all from that simple,
respectfully,
entertainment.
Yes.
See,
it's for that reason that the Proud Family's remake is not played in my house.
It's not. I can't watch it.
Exactly.
That's messed up, man. I'm still a little upset about that.
I have not even looked at it.
Man, I watched one episode and I was like, "What is that?"
I can't even respectfully that.
No, ain't no
it's annoying, bro. It's annoying. You know what I'm saying? It's just.
Back in the day, man.
No,
Family was the show.
You're right. But like you said, Andre, those old cartoons, man, definitely showed the family aspect. You had a mom, dad, you had kids, but it was just misadventures. You know what I'm saying? You would see, there's a lesson at the end of the day if the kids, did some type of crazy antic. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And you learned your lesson, and then all right, next episode, something crazy gonna happen again.
Because even with that, like no matter how much Dee got on Dexter's nerves, and when it came down to it, Dee was there for him. Dee
was ride or die.
She would throw them hands for Dexter.
Right. She did. So y'all, listen, man. We all know. Listen, Ren and Stimpy was on Nickelodeon, and Dexter's Lab was on Cartoon Network. That was one of the major channels, you know what I'm saying, that we watched, because we had the main three: Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, Disney Channel.
Yeah, that's if you had cable, though.
That's if you had cable.
If you ain't had cable, you had WB,
and Fox Kids,
WB Kids, and Fox Kids,
and Fox Kids,
and UPN.
One Saturday morning on ABC.
Absolutely,
on ABC.
But real quick, what y'all think about that new remake coming for Good Burger?
I heard that they
Good Burger
confirmed.
2.
Yes, Good Burger 2.
Man, it's been too long.
Keenan and Kel
I
confirmed it. They confirmed Jimmy Fallon. They making Good Burger 2.
I gotta see the final copy first, man.
Yeah, I'm scared.
You know,
Is Paramount doing it?
Respectfully. I just gotta see it, bro.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, because Good Burger came out in 97, right?
Right.
Good Burger came out in 97, right?
Yeah.
And it's 2023. What could this movie possibly be about?
But how and why though? I mean, let's just leave the movie alone. It was good.
But that's Hollywood though. They haven't come up with nothing original. They literally doing reboots of everything. Everything. Nothing's original anymore. They was like, you know what? We might as well reboot it in the new generation.
Yeah, like 20 years too late.
But I remember
20 years too late.
Exactly.
I
no longer watch reboots, man. I'll be honest with you.
The Good Burger tape was orange. I remember I had that in VHS.
Oh yeah,
the orange tape.
The Rugrats. The Rugrats was orange.
Rugrats movie.
Rugrats the movie was orange.
Oh man, that's so nostalgic, bro.
Yeah, man.
Orange tape. Hey, listen. All of us kids that watch Nickelodeon, at some point, we wanted to get on one of them game shows. Double Dare, Figure It Out, Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Slime.
Wanted to get slime so much. You know.
I never wanted to be slime. That just seemed like a mess.
I wanted to get slime. You said a mess.
the kid, man. Let's not get on the Kids' Choice Awards.
Oh
yeah. You win a surfboard.
That's
Yeah, I got a surfboard. I live in the hood though, but I got a surfboard. I guess I can go surfing that Belle Isle.
Ain't no ocean nowhere near me.
We in the middle of the country.
Bring it to school for show and tell.
I know.
Come on.
Hey man, listen. When we had like Kenan Good Burger, but we had all that. Kenan and Kel, the Amanda Show. We just had good.
Andy Milonakis.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Andy Milonakis.
Oh yeah. This is.
Come on, man.
that ain't all that right there.
Hey man, like
y'all
you
sounded
said,
good, man. Y'all sounded good.
Thanks, Dre.
all man choir, man. Like man, the intro, man. He's a fresh out
Church
the box.
Nerd Choir.
Man, oh
Stop.
yeah.
Look and watch. Ready yet? Get set. It's
Man,
all
childhood.
that.
Man, childhood was so good. Childhood days were so good, man.
Hey,
We
man,
was blessed, man.
We was blessed. I love those memes where it says, if she don't know who love orange soda, she too young.
Oh,
Too young.
She too young. Because who
Gotta hit
loves
the
orange
road.
soda?
Hell
Hell loves orange
Is it
soda.
true? Man, it's so good. Hey, man, listen, we got our next versus battle, man. Now, we said out of the 3 channels, we had Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, but there was also Disney Channel that had a lot of classic cartoons as well. But we're going to do a triple threat for this one, man. And because I know everybody in the comments that's watching right now, y'all have seen every single last one of these shows. And if you say you ain't, you lying. First, we got the Rescue Rangers, Chip and Dale, versus DuckTales.
Woo!
That I knew someone was going to do it. Versus Darkwing Duck.
Woo.
When there's trouble, you call DW.
Let's get dangerous.
Dangerous.
Let's get dangerous. Now, I'm not even going to go first on this one. I'm choosing somebody else because this is all near and dear to my heart. I'm going to go with Brian. Let's go, Brian. Let's go. Which one you choosing out of this triple threat, man? All the intros were good.
Yeah.
The characters were great. Which one you choosing?
Yeah, I think for me it's gonna be DuckTales. I think
Woo!
DuckTales. I know it's gonna do it for me, man. Honestly, I haven't watched too much of the Chip and Dale series. I mean, I've seen it and heard of it. So then for me, it would really be a versus between DuckTales and Daring Duck. And for me, it's
Who?
Daring Duck.
Daring Duck? Is that a new cartoon that I didn't watch? You mean you talking about Darkwing?
Darkwing Duck. Sorry, it'd be DuckTales.
It's okay. It was in the 90s. We know, Brian. It's been a minute. We got
Brandon, I think you're older than me, so
I'm not older than you.
So, Brian, you going with DuckTales, huh?
DuckTales for me.
DuckTales. Andre, man, who you going with, man?
Man, it's just this such a. I thought it was gonna be easy, man, but it was just, bro. It was just something about DuckTales, man. DuckTales. I ain't gonna lie. I was gonna pick Chippendale just because it's. But DuckTales, man. When you think about it, man, it was some great scripts and amazing animation. And it was before its time for sure, and stellar voice acting. Like it's priceless. So they kind of the same in a sense, Chippendale, and the same concept, but it's just them adventures with DuckTales was a little better, man. Oh yeah. So I'm gonna have to go with DuckTales.
You going with DuckTales?
Yeah.
Oh man, listen, Norm, man, who you going with, man?
Man, Darkwing Duck all the way. I'm sorry. I mean, and I watched all three of these shows. I watched them back to back to back when they would come on. Darkwing Duck was the only one I knew all the words of the song to front and back. I mean, I think it was I think I had it on my flip phone ringtone was Darkwing Duck. Honestly. I mean, I busted up in the school talking about let's get dangerous, man. Let's make it happen.
We need to hear it first.
Get a
No, again, I said I did know it. I don't say I do know it. I did know it. Okay. I'm way past Darkwing Duck age now. So no. But to me, no, Darkwing Duck was my number one show. I mean, and number two would definitely be DuckTales. Because Chippendale was okay to me. I mean, it was okay. I mean, the teamwork with Monterey Jack and the Fly and whatever. The Gidget, whatever name is.
Gadget.
Okay, thank you, Gadget. Thank you for that. But no, Darkwing Duck all the way, number one.
Number one? Hey,
number
man.
One.
Yeah. Darkwing Duck. Hey, and shout out to the great Jim Cummings, who voiced Darkwing Duck, man. That man has literally voiced our entire childhood. He voiced Darkwing Duck. He's voiced Ed from The Lion King. He's voiced countless characters, man. He's Ray from Princess and the Frog. He's done so many voices. So shout out to him, man. He's definitely the voice of our childhood. For me, man, oh man, this is hard. I thought it was gonna be easier than.
You see, when you actually start thinking about it and looking at it, man, it's
Now here's something interesting though. Darkwing Duck and DuckTales were in the same universe because they both shared Launchpad McQuack. Right. Because he was on DuckTales and he went to Darkwing Duck as a sidekick. And he actually learned how to fly a plane on Darkwing Duck because he would crash all the time on DuckTales. So that's another point because no more plane crashes.
I didn't put two and two together. That's news to me.
Listen, I'm sitting here.
Knowing for the research.
There we go.
The fact checker.
That's right.
I'm really sitting here. Y'all in the comments, I really want y'all to really choose which one of y'all think. For me, I'm gonna go with DuckTales because I watched all three shows. Darkwing Duck, the intro was top tier, the hands down top tier. But I watched DuckTales more because of all the adventures. Like Andre said, the voice acting was so good. Script, you know how many the script. You know how many times I tried to copy Scrooge McDuck's accent. You know what I'm saying? It was so good. Chippendale Rescue Rangers, the intro to that was awesome too. They had many adventures, but usually Chippendale's voices did get annoying to me a few times because we're so high pitched, But for me, I'm definitely going with DuckTales. I'm sure when my siblings, they're probably gonna kill me for choosing DuckTales over Darkwing Duck, especially my brother. But I'm going with DuckTales, man. I'm going with DuckTales. Listen, Darrell, man.
For me, this is definitely tough. Now, if I'm looking at theme songs, Darkwing Duck had the best theme song out of all three for sure.
Yeah.
Probably top three of all cartoons for me. But the best show I would have to say for me was Chippendale.
I love really.
I understand. It's hard, man.
It's hard. It's right there with. Chippendale and DuckTales are right there, with each other. I love Darkwing Duck, but it was definitely the third of the three. But the other two were right there. Huey, Louie, and Dewey were great. But I don't know, Chippendale, Zipper, Monterey Jack, Gadget.
Yeah, that was a
all
fly's
of
name, Zipper. Yeah.
Yeah.
Zipper, yep.
I just love the stories, the seeing Chip and Dale screw stuff up and somehow fix it and all the other stuff. So I definitely gotta go with Chip and Dale.
Chippendale. Oh my goodness. Let's see. I get everybody. I got Brandon. I asked you, didn't I? No, Brandon, go ahead, man.
Brandon been waiting patiently.
I know you can't forget about the Holy Healer. Come on, let's get it.
Brandon, man, go ahead, man.
I'm gonna have to go with the majority. I'm going with DuckTales. One, because I still remember the theme song to this day. So DuckTales was definitely my favorite one. You know, we might find a mystery or rewrite history. You know, DuckTales. Ooh. So definitely just the adventures and all of these three. Of course, watched them all, loved them all. They all had their adventures. But I just like what Dre said. Just the animation and the storyline was definitely way above his time, way before his time.
Yeah.
And it just made for good TV. So
it was
DuckTales.
It was.
And it had lesson points in there, you know, like willpower, be efficient. You know what I'm saying? Don't give up. Like it taught me a lot more than you know.
It did. And then DuckTales had other great side characters. You know, they had a Gizmo Duck. Gizmo Duck in there. You know what I mean? Like Mrs. Who's the I forgot the maid's name.
Oh, Miss Beasley.
Mrs. Beasley. Yep.
Duckworth.
Duckworth. Yep. The butler. You had Duckworth, and then you had some fun villains.
You had the Beagle Boys.
The Beagle Boys. The witch's name that was on there. Magica. That was, I think.
Magica Dispel.
Yeah. You know, I mean, DuckTales just had it all. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask y'all a surprise question real quick. It just came to me. Out of the verses that we've been through, which one of those movies do you think would be the best live action movie?
Well,
Chip and Dale.
Chip and Dale already did it.
Yeah, that movie was fire, man.
Well, I understand that, but if all of them had a live action movie,
even throwing Dexter in there,
up to today's standards, live action,
even throwing Dexter in
there? No, not today's standards, Brandon.
Okay,
you know, before today's respectful standards.
I mean, probably Dexter's Laboratory.
Respectfully standards.
I would go with Dexter's Laboratory.
I would say Dexter's Lab because Ren and Stimpy live action don't even look good.
That would be bad. I think that would be terrible.
That was a bit much.
That won't even look good. That's a good question.
I was thinking Dexter too, Norm.
Yeah.
I think Dexter's Laboratory would definitely be a good live action movie. So Hollywood, if you're listening, get it together. Not this stuff y'all doing today, but get a writer at the table and let's
a couple decades back. Go ahead, decades back.
You know, those are. I mean, those are all classic, great. Like you said, all the intros. But I feel like all the Disney Channel cartoons had. Most of them, they had great intros because you can't leave out the other cartoons. You had Goof Troop, you had Tailspin.
Goof Troop, but talk about a goofy movie.
Oh, you talking about
Goofy movie is underrated.
Wait, what was that song that Tevin Campbell said? Was it somebody sitting eye to eye, something like that?
Eye to eye. Hey, that's a hit, man. I'm telling you.
That's the world in motion.
I know. He felt that thing.
He felt it.
Hey, don't tell me you wasn't in your living room doing the, you know.
Oh, I was dancing.
Brandon, we gonna have to start having you doing harmonic solos.
I know. Hey, why I gotta be harmonic?
You had, I mean, they had so many great Tailspin on there. Like Disney Channel definitely came with. You had remember Timon and Pumbaa? I know you remember the Timon and Pumbaa.
Timon and Pumbaa.
Also, you know, it was, and then when Disney bought the rights to Doug, because Doug came from Nickelodeon first.
Right.
Doug was on his own, so I mean, they made that show even good.
You remember
Gargoyles?
You remember Gargoyles?
Yes. Oh my God, yes. Gargoyles was so good, man. Shout out to Keith David, man, because they was about to put a real live action in production, but it got stopped. I think it was like before COVID.
That would be dope.
Gargoyles was that show.
Gargoyles was that show.
And they had those voice actors that were on Star Trek Next Generation.
Yep.
You got to do gargoyles right in live
You
action.
have
though.
to.
Like you
Exactly.
cannot-
That's another one that almost got banned because they look like demons. But you know,
You at home watching them demons?
Hey. For real, though.
Darrell, you saying almost that was on the list.
Say, oh, we don't do creatures of the night. Oh,
Y'all done there watch on the devilry.
Man,
what is
I
that
know-
devilment?
Sanctified.
I know for a fact, y'all. I know y'all watched Recess, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Top
yeah.
tier.
Yeah.
Top tier.
But
You know,
Nelly-
my problem with Recess, man. I was like, I'm in the same grade as them, and none of this stuff is happening at the school that I'm at.
High school was special. You just didn't go to the right school,
Right.
Yeah. I went to the school in the hood, bro. Wasn't none of that happening.
Listen,
If we was outside for recess, it was a fight every day.
Man,
In the
Randall-
Chicago public schools here. Yeah, we didn't have that. None of that.
man, Randall on Recess got on my nerves to a T. Him and Miss Spencer, bro. I would say my favorite episode from Recess was the Dirt Clock War, where he accused Spinelli for hitting him with a rock.
I don't remember that episode.
Listen, if you get a
remember
chance,
that.
people
I
in the
remember.
comments, go watch that episode. That episode was one of
funny.
the funniest episodes.
Go
I've
relive
ever
that
seen.
moment.
Man,
I know.
it's so good.
Go relive
That's
it.
the thing about the 90s, man. All of us that grew up, man, listen, we will go back and watch one of them cartoons in a heartbeat.
Oh, for sure.
Oh,
No
definitely.
questions asked, man.
Mhm.
Yep.
Man, y'all mentioned gargoyles. I'm gonna have to go find that tonight.
Yeah.
It's on Disney Plus.
It's on
Yeah.
YouTube.
It's
Yeah,
on
it's on Disney Plus too.
I had to go
Yeah.
watch.
Oh, it is. Oh yeah.
Episode
Okay.
two.
Yeah.
It's
I
on
want to
Disney
find
Plus.
Recess. I ain't watched that in a minute.
Right.
It's on
Yeah.
Disney
It's
Plus,
good stuff.
man. That's all good stuff, man.
I still
Also-
be watching Hey Arnold, low key.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
My wife watched that all the time. It is a daily show. And
Is that one of the shows she go to sleep to?
absolutely. Turn it on Hulu. You wake up, all you hear is "Hey Arnold's voice in your head."
Hell,
And
you
old
hear
girl-
Helga.
El
Football
Helga
head?
talking about
Football
some.
head.
Hey, football head.
Hey, that one episode where she finally came to grips and she was like, I think I love Arnold or whatever.
I think I love Arnold. Yeah. And then,
I was
and then
waiting
that
for
one
that
episode,
moment.
my favorite episode is the one where she lose that locket. And
Oh,
Grandpa end up
yes.
with that locket and end up in Arnold's room, and she keeps trying to sneak in to get it out. Because she ain't want dude to know that she loved her. I'm like, Helga, it's over,
It's
man.
over.
Just let it happen.
Just let this happen. I was waiting for the episode where it just actually happened.
I didn't like didn't they try to make like an adult version of them?
No.
hope not.
Okay.
I missed that one.
Maybe that was just something I saw.
Hey, Norm, we need to fact
Man,
check that one.
Did they make an adult Hey Arnold?
If they
Like they did.
it didn't
man.
I
last
didn't
long.
see it though.
I don't know. I don't remember that.
Did y'all see that last movie by Heron when we finally found out what happened to his parents?
No,
It
I
was an
didn't.
animated. It was an animated movie. It came out like 4 years ago. We finally found out what happened to his parents.
4 years from today?
No, 4 years ago. Yeah, 4 years ago. I mean,
Oh, that's lining up with this timeline, so I'm probably not
Yeah,
gonna watch it.
yeah.
so
What happened to him?
what happened? So they were explorers, like most people that watch the cartoon probably know.
Oh, explorers.
They got lost, and somehow, for some reason, the lost civilization that they were in
I
the
think
jungle.
I did see that. I think I
Yeah,
did
in the
see
jungle.
Yeah, it was the Jungle movie.
Yeah, it was the jungle movie. Yeah, they got, I don't know, petrified. They've slept literally all this time, and then Arnold found them and has some type of magic rock stone or something to make them come back to life. You know.
Yeah, I
So
definitely didn't see that
I'm
one.
gonna have to go see if I can find that.
it's probably on
That's
Paramount.
not-
I think it's on Paramount Plus because Paramount has all the Nickelodeon shows on there.
that. I
Okay.
think I remember seeing that pyramid in the jungle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. Did y'all watch Rugrats?
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
Man,
Oh, yeah.
did we? Religiously.
Religion.
Now, that was
Man.
my show.
Tommy
Rugrats
Pickles.
was my show.
My
Yo.
favorite character was Chucky.
Yeah, for sure.
I
Listen,
feel bad for Chucky all the time.
Yeah.
I was like, this man got anxiety like nobody's business
do.
because he was like, we're doomed. Dude, I felt really bad in that second Rugrats movie to Paris when he wanted a mom. Oh my god, that was sad. But the Rugrats
Chucky,
movies were all
man.
good. You can't leave
Oh,
out
yeah.
Wild Thornberries either.
No, you can't.
No.
You can't.
Y'all didn't like Wild Thornberries?
It was alright.
It was decent.
I watched it, but it wasn't memorable.
Right. Like of the list, I wouldn't.
Yeah, like I didn't remember it till you just said it. So
Yeah,
you know.
I'm like, oh, Wild Thornberries, that was out there.
Like it was on the TV sometime, but I really wasn't watching it.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I had a pair of Rugrat Heelys.
Oh,
that's what's up.
Best shoes ever, bro.
Really?
I had a pair of Heelys too. They weren't Rugrats,
man,
but that was
bro.
nostalgic right there. You mentioned Heelys.
Man, when I walked up to middle school with those, man, I
Until
couldn't
they
get Dragon
banned them
Ball
from school. Then they banned them from school.
Listen, you know Rugrats was big when they had their own ice cream from the ice cream truck. You heard the ice cream truck?
Oh
Yeah.
I
Do y'all even see ice cream trucks come around?
No.
I'm gonna be honest. If you do, you might want to. You might want to run.
No, I'm laughing, but I was in Detroit a few weeks ago, and I saw
they still around. They still
an
around.
ice cream truck roll down. I was in Novi or something. I was out there somewhere. I was like,
dude, they
run, kids, run!
The Ninja Turtle one, the
Ninja Turtle one. Oh yeah, and then you can't leave out. I mean, and then obviously the old SpongeBob cartoons from the 90s was top tier. They're some of the funniest episodes.
You know what?
We couldn't watch SpongeBob either, but
really,
really,
what? I wasn't a
That's
SpongeBob
wild.
fan though.
Well, SpongeBob had some mannerisms that weren't allowed. Respect.
Yeah,
respect.
Yeah, they had like
we couldn't watch SpongeBob.
man.
We need to get that word flashed across the screen.
Just put it underneath.
Respectfully.
Hey man, listen. It's all fun going down memory lane, man. Because this is all fun for us. Like we could talk about this all night. The memories growing up. You know, even the road trips that you had with your cousins and siblings.
Yeah.
You know, just good times. Well, you know, listen. We have our next verses, and honestly, this is the one that I'm definitely waiting for because I want to hear all the opinions of this.
I'm scared.
Oh yeah.
For this versus,
huh?
That was the Baptist,
What you say, preacher?
We have Batman the Animated Series versus X-Men.
Woohoo!
Shots fired. Shots fired.
I had this on Sega Genesis.
Oh man,
X-Men. And Sega Game Gear.
With the cartridge,
this
bro.
is hard,
with the
bro.
cartridge.
Hey, that's what I think. Before we get the cartridge, the kids today don't know when you had to
No,
take it
not
out.
about no cartridge. Blow it out.
Hey,
Blow it out and put it back in.
even though it literally said, "Do not do that."
Do not
It's
do
on
that.
the word. I don't care what they say.
We blowing all kind of water and spitting there.
Hey, it made it work. It made it work.
Exactly.
It made it work.
They didn't know what they was talking about when they wrote that on that cartridge because that's the only thing that got it to work.
You know, black people knew how to make every word.
Exactly.
Listen,
That's back when we put batteries in the freezer to get them charged again.
Hey, we invented a lot of stuff, bro. We got to go back through history, man. We got to get some answers.
hey man, I'm gonna go. Oh man, like Andre said, when you have to sit and think about it, man, it's tough. I love both. Both had great storytelling.
Yeah.
Both had great characters. They had good villains. Joker and Batman in animated series, man. Mark Hamill. Shout out to Mark Hamill and Kevin Conroy, man. They made Batman the animated series. Okay, they did. X-Men, Wolverine was one of the coolest characters that honestly, he was probably he was one of my first Marvel heroes that I loved. Okay, I loved Wolverine. And then Gambit, you had Storm, Cyclops, Rogue, Beast. Magneto was such a crazy villain. Like, honestly, I'm gonna have to go with X-Men because the intro by itself, bro. The intro was just top tier. It was so good. The storytelling was just so good. Like right off the bat, man. It was. I loved it. I absolutely. Norm, go ahead.
Okay, all right, Dick. So. I like you again. I loved both of these shows. I loved both. I mean, without Batman, you wouldn't have Harley Quinn as a character at all.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. Yeah,
That's a big thing. Yeah.
Right. I mean, without
Totally
Batman,
changed the
animated series kicked off the entire run because you had Batman, then you had Superman, then you had the Batman Superman Hour, then you got Justice League, and then you got Justice League Unlimited.
Yes.
All that started because of this
that
guy here, Batman.
Yes.
Phenomenal show. On the flip, X-Men, we couldn't top X-Men at night. When that theme song kicked on, I ran from the back of the house to the front of the house. I'm like, get out my way! I gotta watch this
Don't
because
say nothing to me.
X-Men was one of the most comic accurate shows.
Yes.
I mean, I could watch this and be like, yup,
Yes.
I go to yup, say and Magneto and Professor X, that relationship was there. You saw that they loved each other, but they couldn't have the same principles like with Malcolm X and Martin.
Yep.
Whew.
Yes.
I would say this: if 90-year-old in the 90s, that version of Norman would pick X-Men in the 90s. 2023, I got to pick Batman just because of the legacy that it built off of that.
Oh man!
And truth be told, X-Men, as great as it was in the 90s, did not age well. Like I can't if I watch X-Men now in 2023, it's alright. If I watch Batman, it's still episodes I'll die on, man. Like that one episode he disguised himself as Killer Croc, and then he beat him up at the car again. Dope, man. Dope.
And Norm, with Batman the animated series, fun fact, the reason they made the show is because of how big 1989's Batman got with Tim Burton's Batman. Because the intro is the soundtrack to the movie. That's how big it was. And then all of us grew up singing Joker's Jingle Bells, Batman smells the Batmobile lost the wheel, and the Joker got
Now I will say this: what the one takeaway, the one con against Batman, what the intro. Now, as a kid, I loved it; it was dope. But as an adult, as I looked at it again, Batman really terrorized those two guys at the beginning of the show. because real. They're just walking down. They look side to side. They walk off camera, and a building blows up. Yeah. Now all of a sudden, you got this crazy man in a bat costume running after you, chasing you down an alley, up at the top of a building. Now, if you do that, you got the strap on. You going, hey, get off me, man. No, then he beats you up, and then you get arrested. Now, them guys had to be black.
And that's the thing about the intro for Batman, man. Like
there was Afro.
When he landed in front of him, bro, and you see the glow of the white eyes like squint down. I was like, oh, something's about to go down. And then all of a sudden, when you tie him up, they going up to the buildings, and you just see him just standing there with the lightning crashing. Like like Batman was, but X-Men for me, it was just because of the multitude of characters and the story. Like you said, Magneto and Professor X's relationship between the two was just amazing. Absolutely. Brandon, I already know who you're gonna choose, but you might as well put your 2 cents in.
Well, actually, I might shock the world here.
Whoa!
Hold on. My pick would be everything that Norm said. I totally agree with. My pick would be X-Men, but I'll say my pick would be both. But if I had to pick, it would be X-Men. Just for its diversity in characters, in plot, in the whole storyline. But on the flip side, here, Batman, the animated series, shows how you can take one hero and stretch it out for so long, so many episodes, and still keep its authenticity, still keep the plot interesting, still keep you focused, even though there's one hero. Sometimes he interacts with other heroes, everything else. But for the main part, is Batman's running the show. So, but if I had to choose which one I'm watch, back in the 90s, it will probably be X-Men because I got a greater love for Batman now in my older age than I did in the 90s. Right. He was cool. He was good. Now, but like I said, Norm said, the legacy that you see that comes from Batman and then all the Batman films, we ain't got time to name all of them that have come just from this and, that cinematic as well as animated. Yeah. But if I had to choose, I'll be choosing the X-Men because Storm was my girlfriend. I was. I was gonna say when Storm
You
came
said
on the
Storm.
scene,
It was wrong for me.
Hey, they had Storm looking right. I'm just gonna put it out there. She was looking right, so send the rain,
Storm,
baby.
man.
Send the rain.
He said, "Send the rain."
Nah, the lightning, Mug. The lightning.
Man, between Storm on X-Men and Mary Jane on Spider-Man.
Hey.
It was a toss-up, man.
It was a toss-up. Listen, man, Brandon, I love that answer. No, but one of my favorite episodes from Batman is when Joker thought Batman was dead. And he was waiting for him. He said, "He's really not coming." Like the sadness on his face.
But if you I know my turn's over, but if you really look at Batman and Joker, like the Joker depended on Batman. He had so many times he could have killed Batman. But because Batman was alive, Batman gave him purpose.
Purpose. Oh,
so
preach, Brandon.
I think I felt a little something in that message.
I'm diehard DC, but again, I'm gonna have to pick X-Men on this one. So
Pass the BT.
I know.
Hey, Darrell, look, from your shirt, I can already assume who you go. So Darrell, go ahead, man.
Hey, I coming into this, looking at this, I had a answer, but Norm did make me think a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. Norm made me think a little bit because back in the day, X-Men was definitely hands down, no question asked. But when you do think about the legacy that is created, Batman definitely has it from that standpoint. Like you say, it literally changed the comics to create a character. Harley Quinn wasn't a character before Batman the Animated Series. And now, so, and then even like you say, the shows that came from that, the Superman show, even Static Shock, all that, it's like you wouldn't have that without Batman the Animated Series. So it's definitely something to think about, but I think I am going to have to stick with the definitely the best intro of any cartoon in the X-Men. Like that alone, is the most memorable entrance. Today would still be a great entrance. Even that theme song. So I definitely got to stick with X-Men. Like I said, it's the most comic accurate. Great storylines. Like they did the great art back then. I definitely have to stick with X-Men. There's just the longest sort of love triangle going on right there between Wolverine and Cyclops and Jean Grey. All that, but I definitely have to go with X-Men. That's definitely the best between these two.
Andre, man.
All right, man. It's easy to see. After I done heard everybody, it bring back memories and nostalgia. But man, the reason I play spades is because of Gambit. Look, let me tell you something, bro. If X-Men was just on a whole nother level of story accuracy, animation, and it's still to this day the highest ranked MCU project animated series in Marvel.
Wow.
To this day, that's 2 freaking decades, maybe 3. I don't know, but Batman, come on, man. It's set up everything for Batman Adventures, Beyond Batman, It was cool, but X-Men is just on a, I'm Andre from the 90s now. I ain't even thinking about Andre from the 2000s. I'm thinking about literally Andre sitting there playing his Game Gear.
Exactly.
In Sega Genesis with Wolverine, Gambit, Storm. X-Men hands down.
Listen, hey man, Gambit was so cool. He was like, "Yeah, how you doing, Chef?" He was so dope, man. Like, oh my god,
I really do wish they made a live action series for him, man. A series,
Gambit?
not a movie.
Yeah,
I want a series.
And all the movies that they make, they leave Gambit out. Like all these movies, there's no Gambit.
Gambit at all.
And then even when they had that project lined up, everything just fell apart.
Yeah. Everything.
I think there's a fan made clip video on YouTube, and it was I thought it was a legit trailer or a tease or something because it was so well done.
I know.
Go ahead, Pastor B.
No, they make me upset when they be doing them fan made videos and you be thinking it's actually about to be something good, and then it just be some. mess. But man, I don't know what's going on tonight. Must be something in the air. But for yet another time tonight, I'm about to agree with Dre.
There we go. Too bad Gabe ain't here too.
I know exactly. So, but we ain't agreeing on Morbius, but that's a whole nother conversation. So, first and foremost,
go watch
Jay
the Morbius animated series.
Never, no. So first and foremost, Jay disrespected Wolverine, and I gotta call this out. He said Wolverine was something. No, Wolverine still is the greatest X-Men character ever exists. And like Dre said, I think for me, it's a no-brainer. I honestly feel like the margin between the greatness of X-Men and the greatness of Batman is a lot larger than we've talked about, at least in my opinion. I mean, I think hands down, X-Men, the animated series, surpasses Batman the animated series
I'm about to go buy
its diversity. And I know, man. Like, first of all, I need to go find a Sega Genesis or a Dreamcast or something because I'm gonna be playing this game.
I still got my Nintendo 64. The green
ship it to Noblesville. We gonna send it back in one piece.
Hold on to that Joker. Hold on now.
I know. Just when I think about X-Men and Storm and Cyclops and
Magneto.
And Magneto, Professor X. I mean, when I just think about how they were able to take all of these heroes and give them their own storyline, give them their own place, their own position in the animated series, and still create a series that was watchable. I mean, without getting lost in everything. I mean, X-Men forever. I mean, if you don't know by now, I'm a diehard Marvel fan, so you know that just kind of puts the icing on the cake for the whole conversation. But yeah, it's definitely X-Men animated series for me.
But Batman has easily carried DCU.
Absolutely, easily.
So this ain't as hard. This ain't as easy as y'all think. It's actually pretty hard, but hands down, X-Men.
And like we said, man, what Batman the animated series brought to the DCU, bro, like you had Batman animated series, then you had Batman Adventures, then you had Superman the animated series, you had Batman Beyond, then you had Justice League Unlimited. That all led to Teen Titans.
But listen, I was going to say, listen, but X-Men was the Justice League before Justice League became.
It was.
Exactly.
They were Stan Lee's. Was it Fantastic Four the first one that Stan Lee made?
Yeah, Fantastic Four was first.
Fantastic Four was first. Then X-Men came right after that, and But
by far the most violent Batman was the Red Hood, hands down.
Red Hood,
yeah. But the X-Men fought Street Fighter in the game. Y'all play that game? X-Men versus Street Fighter.
That
game was dope.
The crossover was crazy, wasn't it, Norman?
Man,
hey, X-Men can even cross over and not mess up a detail.
I mean, who would have thought the day you see Wolverine versus Ryu?
I know. And Storm had that one move where she would just twirl. Just create a tornado.
Come on,
I used to make my cousin so mad because I just sit there and do that the whole time. Just twirling with Storm.
Think about all the Capcom versus games.
Crossovers,
sure.
man. So many crossovers, man. Listen,
man, we're gonna definitely have to do a video game one time because we're gonna have to talk about like Tekken and
Street Fighter,
Mortal Kombat,
old Mortal Kombat.
Listen, man, hey. I want all y'all in the comments, man, to say which one was y'all favorite. Go down memory lane. X-Men, because like we said, man, that intro to X, like we said, you sprinting through your house as soon as you heard, it don't get no better than that, bro. It don't get no better than that, for real. Man.
So let's start playing right now. I might even run just to see.
Man,
what's
I know, right? Like, hold on, y'all, I'll be back.
I'll be right back. Listen, Norm has a surprise versus for us. Listen,
I do.
We all about to be blindsided. He showed me earlier, and I am upset and mad at him. Y'all don't know what he's about to show. Okay.
So no. Norm,
I'm gonna let you introduce it.
Okay, all right, Dick. So again, because I created this, I'm gonna let y'all have the opinion on it, just because I just want to see what happens. So here we go. Okay,
This better not be Superman versus
No. This is not
Goku.
No, this is not Superman versus Goku. That's not it. That's not it.
So got time for that one.
So here we go. So let me pull it up here.
Oh god.
So we have Spider-Man.
All right.
Versus
I'm scared.
Dragon Ball Z.
See what I tell you?
That's easy.
This is the most easiest choice.
That's easy.
I don't know.
My goodness.
That's easy.
You know what? I ain't even gonna lie. It's a little hard.
I was gonna say
let me stop capping tonight. Let me stop capping.
I'm going Dragon Ball Z.
You talking about this? This is the beginning.
Which Spider-Man are we talking about?
This is
this
this is Spider-Man, Marvel
Frieza.
Spider-Man that was on for 3 or 4 or 5 seasons with Peter Parker, the animated one with Green Goblin, when he let him get sucked into the vortex, talking about you out of luck because I can stick to the ground.
Yeah,
I'm still going Dragon Ball Z, man. Dragon Ball Z,
and this is the Frieza series.
Yeah, as a kid, this was on Namek. This was when you first got Super Saiyan Goku. I mean, when they showed you him about to change in that one episode, and you had to wait a whole nother week to see.
No, not the one episode. It was about 30 episodes before he actually changed.
30 episodes later.
You giving too much ground.
Yeah, I'm going Dragon Ball Z. You see Gohan go ahead and go off a little bit. I pick Dragon Ball Z.
Granted, you went out of your turn, man. You went out of your turn. Hey, that's how excited he is.
Hey, ain't nobody saying that, so I wouldn't got.
He loved Dragon Ball Z. We see.
Andre, you go ahead and go, man.
Hey, you already know my pick. Just look behind me.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Z.
I mean, I love Spider-Man dearly.
I love him too, man.
Probably, I want to say that.
I mean, this is Spider-Man that had Morbius on it.
Yeah, but I want to say the Spider-Man series is second to X-Men for the Marvel universe.
Oh, hands down.
Series.
I agree.
It was perfectly made, perfectly voice acted, scripted. But man, this particular picture takes me back to what Darrell and Brandon was talking about.
Oh man.
Next door, Dragon Ball Z.
Oh my god, bro.
Look, I would be so mad that I would go to school the next day and just draw a Dragon Ball Z character. Like that's how anticipated I was, and we would have literally whole discussions at recess about the next episode.
Everybody was talking about it.
Dragon Ball Z, hands down, bro. I'm gonna have to go with this. It's a hard one, but I'm gonna have to go with Dragon Ball Z.
For real.
I'm gonna have to go with them. Dragon Ball Z. Like I love Spider-Man, I do. But in this competition, Dragon Ball Z is definitely the winner. I mean, I wouldn't watch any. If there was no Dragon Ball Z, I wouldn't know what an anime was.
Right. That's true.
No cap. No cap.
That's true.
Right. I wouldn't have a manga or nothing because I wouldn't have even thought about it. I wouldn't have looked at nothing else if it wasn't for Dragon Ball Z. So I definitely have to say that is between these two. I have to pick Dragon Ball Z.
And Norm, you picked when they first changed into a Super Saiyan, man.
Dude,
you gotta think about
that's
this,
bro. And Norm, Krillin died. You remember Krillin died? Frieza.
No, trust me. I remember this, but I mean, again, I just was there with Dragon Ball Z as well. But Spider-Man gave me a faster payoff. You got to admit that, because I mean,
I'll give you that. Yeah.
I mean, it was at least 3 episodes. Goku was just standing there angry for like 3 episodes. Then he fights Frieza for 1 episode. Then 3 episodes later, Frieza finally dies.
As an adult, Spider-Man hands down. But as a kid, I'm just, because we didn't have I didn't have patience as a kid. That's why I was so it took my anxiety up for the next episode for Dragon Ball Z, and it pissed me off. I was just like, oh man, I used to cry sometimes. Man, I used to be bawling like. That's how invested you was into this series, man.
Yeah, man.
The Frieza series. Like,
I will give Spider-Man one thing: there were no filler episodes.
No. It was great script. Like I said, great.
They had Venom in this. They had the Secret
Wars.
Yeah, I mean X-Men showed up in this thing.
They had the Spideyverse. They had
Spider-Verse.
Spideyverse. Mm-hmm.
You gotta admit, Spider-Man is the face of Marvel outside of X-Men.
Outside of X-Men, yeah, for sure.
But it's funny because Marvel don't own the rights to Spider-Man.
I know. Right. Ain't that so sad? Ain't that so sad?
Crazy.
I think Sony owns the right to Spider-Man.
Yeah, because they were losing money. They had to get money quick, so they sold the rights because
they own the rights to Morbius too.
Oh Jesus!
Here we go.
And my wife is so mad at me because I started watching Morbius, and actually I gotta repent because I said I had never watched Morbius, and I had. Once I started watching a couple of the beginning of it, my wife was like, "We watched this. You didn't want to watch this. Now your bros say you want to watch it. Now you want to watch it. It ain't even like that. It's just chill."
Ryan, go ahead, man.
But honestly, I think I'm gonna have to go with Spider-Man.
Look, I can't. I'm not mad at you, Brian.
I think I'm gonna have to go with Spider-Man. Man, Spider-Man, like Dragon Ball Z had its place in my childhood, but Spider-Man just had a larger place in my childhood. So for me, if I had the choice, 90's Brian had the choice to watch Spider-Man or watch Dragon Ball Z, I'm watching Spider-Man.
That's respectful. We can't be mad at you because the show was all right, man.
Spider-Man is the jam.
But can you go back and rewatch the Spider-Man animated series?
Yes, because I have.
Okay. Yeah, I have. Absolutely could.
Yeah,
because I can go. I could, because I could too. But I can definitely go back and watch Dragon Ball Z.
I can go back and watch episodes of Dragon Ball Z. I ain't got time to waste for 17 episodes to figure out what that Goku gonna be Vegeta eventually.
But so that's the longevity in it, Norman. That's what makes it so great.
That's what makes it so great, man. Even though they had some filler episodes, there's always something in those episodes.
Yeah. Oh no, Dragon Ball Z was the definition of filler episode.
I'm not talking about like Super. Like they did Dragon Ball, the Dragon Ball Super, that came and tried to remake Dragon Ball Z and all that stuff. But
I need all the Spider-Man folks to just get in the chat because I'm in a room full of Dragon Ball Z folks.
I'm with you, Brian. I'm with you. See, I picked Spider-Man over Dragon Ball Z just because even young Norman, I couldn't stand getting right to the edge and then next time on Dragon Ball Z. Like what?
Akira Toriyama, man, he
shout out to him, bro.
He did not know what a golden child he was making when he made literally.
Like they literally made Goku an ambassador to Japan.
Yeah.
He is a character, a drawn character, and they made him an ambassador to Japan. He's literally the face. He's literally like the face of anime. Like
that man changed lives.
He did. Now for me,
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't like. I did not like the ethnical character setup.
Like
blue eyes. You mean Mr. Popo?
Blonde hair, German,
Mr. Popo was a bit over the top.
He was, but
in any standard, I was a kid. I didn't really know the difference. But now that you see
but today,
let me tell you, it's Jesus and it's Goku.
Oh wow!
Whoa,
man! So he went from Jesus to Goku. So wife and kids, they just.
Hey, I tell my wife,
y'all gotta go
watch this episode after an hour. So.
Man, I hope my wife don't watch this episode. But if it came down between Dragon Ball Z,
tell him.
But that's how I feel about Spider-Man. I ain't replacing my wife for Goku.
Y'all brother can keep all there. Y'all, man, whatever. All these cartoons. My wife can do stuff these cartoons can't do.
You're right. You're right.
So y'all can keep all that.
We don't disagree with you on that.
Not at all. Not at all.
Hey man, all right, I guess it's my turn, man. Everyone that knows me knows Spider-Man is my favorite comic book character of all time. Like
that's what's up. I got respect for you.
What Spider-Man did for me as a kid, bro. Like like Andre said, like going to recess and you literally talking about the next episode of Dragon Ball. Like for me, I would do the same. I love Spider-Man so much. I literally would make to see if there was a spider somewhere, hoping it was radioactive so I could get bit. So I could become Spider-Man.
Oh, Jay, is that bad, huh, man?
I love Spider-Man. And y'all was talking about how Storm, Rogue, and Jean was. You can't leave out Black Cat and Mary Jane on there. You know what I'm saying? Those was definitely some of the first crushes.
I was all for Mary Jane. Man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I was marrying Mary Jane.
Spider-Man was
the first time I heard about a redhead.
I wasn't lusting at the Bulma and Chi Chi. You know.
No. But at the end of the day, when it came down, Dragon Ball Z.
There it is. There it is.
Yep.
There it is.
When listen, all of you that watch Dragon Ball Z that are in the comments, y'all know exactly what I'm about to say.
Mm-hmm.
When Frieza killed Krillin and Goku started changing the first transformation into a Super Saiyan. We all sat there like, oh my God, it's going to happen. He's doing it. Because Vegeta kept saying the whole time during the saga, Super Saiyan, Super Saiyan. I will become a blah, 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 blah. We didn't know what he was talking about. And then,
the blood of a Super Saiyan.
And it was so good. First of all, I love Frieza as a villain because he's so diabolical. He does not care at all. I mean, you had the other villains. I mean,
he doesn't die either.
I mean, yeah, Cell was cool. I mean, you had Majin Buu but Kid Buu really when it was, but Cell was. I mean, Frieza was the villain. He still is today the main villain that Goku and them will want to fight. If y'all seen any of the movies, Resurrection Frieza,
they brought him from hell.
Brought him from hell because everybody they didn't care. They didn't try to bring Cell back. They didn't try to bring Majin Buu. It was Frieza. It was Frieza who won. But on the next episode, you was on the edge, and then next time on Dragon Ball.
But then and everybody, y'all all know y'all tried to power up.
Oh, you know, I was gonna say, I ain't gonna lie. I used to go Super Saiyan all the
Come on, bro. At recess, all of us just in one circle trying to power each other up.
You know, you just.
I ain't gonna lie. I did used to go Super Saiyan all the time.
Everybody did this. Come on, man. Everybody.
Dragon Ball Z has such a person into our hearts because when the action figures came out, you wanted to make sure you got all the action figures. When you went through the Frieza saga, I mean, first of all, the Saiyan saga when that set up the whole Vegeta Goku rivalry throughout the entire Dragon Ball series, okay? Because I love Vegeta because his pride and when him and Kakarot, like it was so good. Then you have Frieza, the Cell saga when Gohan went Super Saiyan 2 and went crazy, like it was so good. It was so
it was like watching his dad again.
Yes, man, like that transformation, like
like
it just snapped out of it. So Dragon Ball Z.
And look, and one more thing, I can talk about Dragon Ball all day. Well, tell me, what did Goku fly on when he was first flying around?
Early season. Flying Nimbus.
Flying Nimbus.
Yeah, tell me what Jesus is coming back on.
Hey. That'll preach, Brandon. That'll preach. Let me tell you.
Brandon.
The son of God.
Somebody mute him. Somebody mute him.
That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's all you gonna say.
Shondo.
So Dragon Ball, look, everyone knows
Bishop Moore to the front of the church. Bishop Moore. we need Bishop Moore to come back and talk to this brother.
Clean up on aisle 1.
Everyone knows Spider-Man has my heart. He's my favorite. I will rock a Spider-Man, anything, gear, whatever. Love Spider-Man. And then when they brought Miles Morales to be the first Black Spider-Man, that just put the icing on the cake.
I loved it.
Yeah, I loved it. I absolutely loved it because I always wanted to be the first Black Spider-Man. But when they finally made him into a character, bro. But Dragon Ball Z to this day, like we can have a whole episode by ourselves talking about Dragon Ball Z. Each saga, just each saga, the transformations, all that doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? We all love Piccolo. Piccolo was a great father figure to Gohan. everything. You know,
Piccolo was a black man.
He was black. Everybody know that. Everybody know that. Okay,
was taking care of a white man's son.
A white man's son.
Sound like America to me.
Doing what's right.
Sound like America to me.
Always doing what's right.
But Dragon Ball Z, definitely, I'm going with Dragon Ball Z. Spider-Man, I'm sorry. Listen, you know I love you, but Dragon Ball Z is something that me and my brothers and my cousins, we all watched and tried to do all the fight choreographic in the backyard, all that. We did all of that. So Dragon Ball Z definitely top tier, hands down. Listen, put in the comments, man. Who do y'all think is better?
And just make sure you put Spider-Man. Make sure you put Spider-Man.
And then not only that, tell us. I mean, and like Darrell said, Dragon Ball Z is the first introduction to anime that most of us got.
Yeah,
if it wasn't for Dragon Ball Z, I wouldn't have watched Naruto. I wouldn't have got introduced to One Piece. You know what I'm saying? Then Hunter X, like all of that. You know what I'm saying? So
X-Men, if I'm not mistaken, X-Men didn't come out till 97, right?
Yes. Yeah, 97.
It came out before that.
It was before 97.
Okay.
It was before 97?
X-Men,
that was like 92.
92? Okay.
So Dragon Ball Z definitely
I
has
guess I didn't
everything
start
in the
watching
heart.
it around that
So I
time.
want y'all put in the comments, what is your favorite cartoon? I want y'all really say, what's your favorite cartoon going down memory lane? We're so happy that you could join us on this episode of the Church Nerds. Once again, I'm Baldwin. I got Norman Heath, Brian Evans, Andre Buford, Darrell Wall, and Brandon Travis here. Listen, we got to get out of here. This is the Church Nerds Podcast, and we'll see you later. God bless.
Deuces.